Michigan could be home to a new space launching facility. The announcement today is bringing excitement and the potential for partnerships with private businesses as well as the military's newest branch, Space Force. 7 on 4's political reporter Mackenzie Frost tells us where the spaceport will be located.
Liftoff of Space Shuttle Atlantis.
We've all seen these dramatic images.
Houston now controlling.
Rockets launching into space. All right, we're not getting this. But we are getting a spaceport. Tuesday, lawmakers in the Michigan Aerospace Manufacturers Association announcing that Oscoda Wurtsmith Airport will likely be the next home to a horizontal launch site. But take a look at this rendering. The facility in the small beach town of less than 9,000 people on Lake Huron will house Michigan's ability to support launches like this.
And drop Pegasus is away.
A command and control center to manage commercial satellite operations and a space ecosystem, including potentially Space Force work, possibly bringing back the military history of the area.
How do we return to contribute again to America's defense and growth?
There's also the possibility for space tourism. A horizontal launch site means an airplane or ship goes up to a certain altitude, then drops another vehicle that goes into the atmosphere up to 250 miles above the Earth's surface. The facility is expected to not only bring satellite launching to the area, but also to the economy.
I think it's a great opportunity for not only them, but all of Michigan.
In 2019, the legislature approved $2 million to research where the best spot in the state would be for a spaceport.
Brings a new opportunity for advancement and a focus in Michigan having the capability to do that.
Before the program gets the all clear to launch, final approval and licensing from the Federal Aviation Administration is needed. Now, there's a handful of launch sites across the country, but only 4 of them actively launch. We could see launches as early as 2022 here in Michigan. In Lansing, I'm Mackenzie Frost.
And site selection is ongoing for a location to potentially house a vertical launch facility as well.
First at 5, launching Michigan into the space industry. Today, lawmakers in Lansing announced plans for our state's first spaceport. The Michigan Aerospace Manufacturers Association helped the state narrow down 12 locations to 4 finalists.
Today, they announced the most feasible location would be at Oscoda Wurtsmith Airport in Iosco County. They plan to use the site to launch satellites and, in the future, possibly space tourists. 9 on 10's Eric Lloyd was there for the announcement this morning, and he has all the details in our top story.
I mean, new adventures for not only Michigan and Oscoda, but I think the whole United States.
Exploring the final frontier, Michigan wants to be a leader in space travel, clearing way for their first spaceport to be built in Oscoda at the old Air Force Base, Oscoda Wurtsmith.
A community that has been so supportive of our national defense in the past and is still ready to continue to move forward.
When the Air Force closed down in '93, there was a huge loss as far as population and, as you mentioned, identity.
The state chose Oscoda over locations in Marquette, Alpena, and Chippewa County. They were looking for a rural area near the water that can handle a new industry and its expected growth.
A lot of opportunities, even with local colleges. Alpena Community College, they have a satellite down in Oscoda. They could develop more programs specific to this type of industry.
The state feels Oscoda could benefit from not only the traffic, tourism, and jobs brought by the spaceport itself, but also grow to meet the needs for the infrastructure required to build and support space travel.
Opportunity for growth not only in rural part of Michigan, but across the state.
In Lansing, Eric Lloyd, 9 on 10 News.
Oscoda is likely getting a new horizontal launch site that's similar to an airport, but we're also learning that a vertical launch site has yet to be determined. Those same locations are in the running, and a decision will be announced next month. We told you back in May that Chippewa County Airport hoped to be selected to launch satellites. They say a spaceport would have a major impact on the area's economy. So with all of this space talk, we asked you in today's Feedback at 5, would you like a spaceport near where you live? Head over to any of our social media pages to leave your responses. We will read some of them coming up at 5:20.